Hello and good evening. The head of the Metropolitan Police, Hogan-Howe, has told Parliament he will do everything in his power to drive out racist officers from his force. It comes as the police watchdog announced a tougher approach to tackling allegations of racism. Now the Met will have to refer all complaints to them. But there are concerns that many incidents are going unreported. Here's our Home Affairs correspondent, Guy Smith.
6 months into his new job, and Bernard Hogan-Howe was today answering questions at the Home Affairs Select Committee about alleged racism in the Met.
Thank you very much for agreeing to come in.
11 separate cases involving 19 officers and 1 member of staff are being investigated. The complaints are from across London, in Newham, Islington, Wandsworth and Westminster. Today, the Met Commissioner repeated his position. He would not tolerate racist behaviour.
What I have said publicly, and repeat here at this committee, first of all, is that I condemn any racist in the Met, and I've said that I'm not going to stand for them being in the Met, and I'll drive them out. So whatever's within my power to do something about that, I'll do.
The police watchdog has announced it will now deal directly with all allegations against the Met, but pointed out racism was indeed underreported. Young black men are the most likely to be stopped and searched, and also the least likely to complain. This morning, they put this on YouTube.
These are particularly difficult cases to investigate. They're difficult because it's often one person's word against another. There's often a perception that these complaints are not made in good faith, and they are notoriously difficult to prove because people who discriminate will not always admit it, even to themselves.
Yet racism is not exclusively the problem of the police, according to this advisor on gangs and youth issues in East London.
I think if you are verbally abused by police officers, I think if you don't get a job in a local authority in a very senior position, I think that if we don't become headmasters and headmistresses when we apply for the job, we should complain every single time. But I will not stand here and say we should only complain at police officers. We should be taking each institution to task.
But a task that is certainly difficult to complete. This man, though, head of Britain's largest police service, says he's determined to root racism out.
And Guy's with me now. Strong words from the Met Commissioner there. Where does the Met go from here?
Well, Riz, it's 13 years since the Macpherson report and that bombshell that the Met was institutionally racist, but it has come a long way. There have been huge improvements, but then again, there have been internal problems. At one time, there were 30 or more than 30 employment tribunals, according to the Black Police Association, but there have been improvements, for example, in recruitment. More than 10% of officers are from a black or minority ethnic background. But it's the external problems which are the biggest challenge for this guy, the new Met Commissioner, who's only been in the job for 6 months, Bernard Hogan-Howe. There are 11 cases of racism. 5 are being independently investigated by the police watchdog, the IPCC, and 6 are being investigated by the Met. So we'll have to see what happens to them. But what is interesting today is that the IPCC will be taking over all complaints, investigating all complaints from now on.
OK, Guy, thank you. Our Home Affairs correspondent, Guy Smith. Plenty more ahead.